Welcome back to Mpwf War, ladies and gentlemen. It is now time for the main event of the evening. It's a match that we have been anticipating for the entire show, the Elimination Tag Team Main Event match. And here we have the Princes of Darkness, Systematic Carnage, and the Clown Devil Satos. These two men are the henchmen of Helios Christ, the world's heavyweight champion. As we saw before the break, Apollo will take on Systematic Carnage at MPWF Summer Slam, and it has just been told in my headset that we will see Satos versus Zack Ryder at the MPWF pre-show. These two men are destructive beings. We've seen Systematic Carnage cause his fair share of destruction of the MPWF over the entire year. I mean, Satos, the biggest cruiserweight you'll ever see in your life. It's a miracle that Satos is a cruiserweight. I don't understand how a man that thick, that muscular is in the cruiserweight division, but he is under the weight limit. I mean, these guys are just as creepy as Helios Christ, the world's champion. They do everything he tells them to do, and tonight what they are planning to do is to destroy Zack Ryder and Apollo, to stop anybody interfering at all in the Helios Christ match. I mean, to stop anybody from helping create David. I mean, they're half the reason that Brian Adams lost the World Championship at MPWF Starcade. I mean, these guys cause absolute destruction here in the MPWF, and they're going to continue to cause that in this matchup, and also at MPWF Summer Slam. This crowd here in Dover Delware does not want to see this Systematic Carnage and Satos at all, does not want to see the Princes of Darkness. I mean, here we go. This is going to be a hell of a main event, this Elimination Tag Team match. And a huge ovation tonight for Long Island's own Zack Ryder as he makes his way to the ring. And Zack Ryder has shown a huge fighting spirit, has shown absolute courage and determination. Since, I mean, the Princes of Darkness have taken over MPWF War, he has fought the likes of Carnage, Satos, Christ. But, I mean, even though he's come on the losing end of pretty much all of those battles, Zack Ryder has continued to fight the fight. But, I mean, with Brian Adams, who was put in a casket at MPWF Backlash, Brian Barbados, who was sacrificed last week. I mean, this is a new Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder is, I mean, he's changed. I mean, his two best friends have been absolutely annihilated by the Princes of Darkness. I mean, what does that do to you? What does that do to you as a man? But here comes Apollo. And Apollo, I mean, he's all about respect. Apollo said that he is going to beat some respect into the MPWF roster and bring respect back to the World Heavyweight Championship. Apollo is sick of this nonsense of sacrifices and burials. He says this is a wrestling show, and he's going to bring the respect back to pro wrestling. He's sick of all this story crap. He says he's going to start by beating some respect into Systematic Carnage. And he said that after that he's going to take Helios Christ out and become the world's heavyweight champion. That would be a hell of a match between Apollo and Helios Christ for the World's Championship. But the thing that I find interesting about this is Apollo, he's going to fight Christ. He says that it's going to be him and Christ for the world's title. So does he not believe that Great David's going to win the World Championship at SummerSlam? I mean, that's just some food for thought for the MPWF fan base. I mean, what does Apollo mean there? But I guess it's not about that. What it's about is this Elimination Tag Team Main Event. And here we go, the Princes of Darkness versus Apollo and Zack Ryder. And here we go, and Zack Ryder and Satos are going to start things off here. And Zack Ryder already going off for that a shot there on Satos. And Zack Ryder just unleashing his anger, unleashing his fury on Satos. So those two men are going to meet each other at the SummerSlam pre-show. And what should be a hell of a matchup. But Satos, what a German suplex there by the Clown Devil. And I'm not exactly sure what Satos did before he was in the MPWF. I'm not exactly sure, excuse me for that, I'm not exactly sure where Satos came from before he showed up with a year ago at the Welcome to YouTube show, and then teamed with Kenpachi Toshihiro, and then joined Systematic Carnage. I mean, Satos and Systematic Carnage have been essentially rolling with each other for over a year, and there's a double team there by Zack Ryder and Apollo. That was a little unrealistic there, but maybe Zack Ryder has really been working out in the gym. You know, him and the Big O, they obviously work out together. Oh! Knocked down there by Apollo, and I tell you, the Big O may be big, but he certainly isn't as strong as Apollo, the protector of the MPWF, who may be the strongest man alive, and showing his muscles to Satos. I mean, look at Satos. Satos is jacked, but I mean, look at Apollo. He's even more jacked. He's even more ripped. just a massive man, a former MPWF champion. Apollo hasn't won a World Championship since last year. I mean, when he was stripped of the championship before the Undisputed Title Tournament. Oh, there's a double team there by Satos and Systematic Carnage this time. Now, Systematic Carnage now telling Apollo to get up, and these two men are going to battle each other at SummerSlam in 6 days' time. It's going to be a hell of a fight between those men. Don't expect any top rope moves. Don't expect any Hurricane Ranas. Don't expect any flashy moves. Expect a couple punches to the mouth. Some power slams. Just some raw screaming. Raw just manliness between Apollo and Systematic Carnage. That's what they're going to bring to the table at SummerSlam. If you want your Viking battle fix, that's what you're going to see between those two men. Now look at the strength of Apollo as he slams Systematic Carnage to the mat. I mean, we've already seen what these two men could do to each other over these recent weeks here in MPWF War. And Apollo now fights back with these punches. I mean, Systematic Carnage got sent off the stage because of Apollo. And kick there to the, and now punching the elbow out. And now, Apollo trying to get a shot there at Systematic Carnage. Carnage reversing it. Now sending Apollo to the turnbuckle here. And now Carnage tagging back in Satos. A smart move there by the Princes of Darkness. I mean, we talk about the tag team division here on War. I mean, you have the Goth Click Society, the California Dragons, the Super Sparks Brothers, the tag team champions Lethal Mathematics and Hugh Charles. But what's going to happen when Satos and Systematic Carnage decide that they want to tag for the tag team titles? And what's going to happen then? And that's going to add a whole new dynamic to the tag team division. And look at this T-bone suplex there by Satos. I mean, Apollo, he's a former tag team champion in the MPWF team with Antonio Goldman. They won the titles from the Natural Disasters, now known as the NPA, the Natural Disasters Protection Agency, over on the Annihilation brand. And make sure you tune into Annihilation and MPWF Superstars. Make sure you watch all MPWF shows and MPWF Superstars to see what happens. But I mean, he teamed with Antonio Goldman, defeated them at WrestleMania to become a tag team champion. So Apollo has an idea of how tag team wrestling works. Zack Ryder is a former and youngest tag team champion in the the WWE, not the MPWF. And now, what a shot there! And now look at Apollo just pounding away at Satos. And this matchup hasn't been fast-paced per se. It's just been just four men taking shots at each other, just beating the living hell out of each other. And so I mean, if you love Smash Mouth Wrestling, this tag team main event has just been perfect for you. But I mean, if you're a finesse guy, if you love to see, I mean, wrestling battles between things like, you know, right now I can't think of a tag team that would have a finesse tag team matchup. I don't know, the American Wolves and the Kings of Wrestling. I'm not sure. I'm going to stop talking about ROH. I'm going to talk about the MPWF. The Systematic Carnage hits a DDT there on Apollo. And disregard what just happened there on commentary. Closed down there by Systematic Carnage, knocking down Zack Ryder. I mean, Zack Ryder has to just be getting infuriated, just getting frustrated by the minute. Everyone he knows, everyone he loves in the MPWF is being taken out one by one by the Princes of Darkness. I mean, when is it going to be Zack Ryder's turn? Is he going to be next? Is he going to be the next on the list of Helios Christ? But now look at this. Look at the strength of Systematic Carnage as they are taking out Apollo. Ladies and gentlemen, let me explain to you that Satos and Systematic Carnage right now are taking out Apollo. That is a huge feat in taking this man out. Very rarely do you see Apollo being taken out, being subdued in a matchup like this. But that is the power, that is the strength, that is the might of the Princes of Darkness. That is what they bring to the table. That is what they bring to the MPWF ring. And now look at Satos just pounding away at the face of Apollo. Just beating him down, and now there's going for a submission hold there, and Zack Ryder breaking up the count there. May have accidentally clicked referee Marty McFly. And referee Marty McFly sending Zack Ryder to the outside of the ring, and now Satos knocking Apollo to the outside of the ring. Now Carnage gonna pound on his foe on the outside as Satos stands in the ring in control. And this is shocking right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is something I did not expect in this elimination tag team matchup. Was the Princes of Darkness were gonna double team and work on Apollo of all people. I have never seen Apollo in this state in a matchup before. Look at this. Systematic Carnage with the huge boot, knocking down Apollo. Satos is in control. I mean, they are really dominating this main event here tonight on War. And what an episode of War we've seen. I mean, we had the tag team title matchup. I mean, Vern Mongo is now managing Richard Hawkins. I mean, how shocking is that? I mean, Craig David called out Helios Christ. Helios Christ pulled out Another one of his crazy ass antics. I mean, we had Jim Jocko pick up a victory over Hector Rodriguez. That was Hector Rodriguez's first loss here on MPWF War. And now, oh my goodness, look at this power slam here. And now bouncing off the ropes. Systematic Carnage with a drop kick right to the face there of Apollo. And Carnage now setting up to perhaps hit a choke slam or another devastating move of his. Zack Ryder now trying to fight back. Zack Ryder trying to knock him from the apron, but was unable to. Systematic Carnage saw it coming and then connected with the Bulldog. And Apollo needs to make a tag to Zack Ryder. And look at the strength of Systematic Carnage. He just manhandled. He just manhandled Apollo as he goes for the cover. 1, 2, and Zack Ryder breaks up the count, and Apollo really needs to make the tag to his teammate. Because Zack Ryder cannot defeat these two if this becomes 2-on-1. There is no way Zack Ryder is going to beat Systematic Carnage and Satos. I mean, Apollo and Zack Ryder need to pin either Carnage or Satos before they pin them. They need to get the advantage. I mean, the Princes of Darkness get the advantage in this matchup. That's it. It's over. And here comes Satos back inside the ring as he's now just continuing his beat down on Apollo. As he is in firm control. Now wait, Apollo though fights back here. Apollo fights back. Oh, Satos knocking him down now. Oh, nice STO takedown there by Satos. And again, how about the fact that Brian Adams and Craig David are apparently supposed to get a sacrifice, a Summer Slam sacrifice, as Helios Christ calls it. We haven't seen Brian Adams since Backlash, but we will see him in 6 days at SummerSlam. I mean, will he be getting thrown through the ring, through fire like we saw to Brian Barbados last week? Or will Craig David save him and win the World's Championship? Again, so many questions are going to be answered in Madison Square Garden. And the last time we were in New York City was for MPWF WrestleMania. And again, that was a hell of an event. And now look at this choke slam there by Satos. A big choke slam. Satos going for the cover now, but Apollo got the rope break. And that just saved Apollo's ass right there. As now Satos now. And Zack Ryder knocked off the apron by Systematic Carnage. And now Satos. Wow, look at this. Satos taking a cheap shot there as Zack Ryder suplexing him back inside the ring. I mean, the Prince of Darkness in such control right now that they're beating down on Apollo and Zack Ryder in this matchup. This is one of the most one-sided tag team matches I've ever witnessed. And oh, Apollo fights back with a double axe handle. And now Apollo looking to make the tag to Zack Ryder. And he does. The Long Island Dicey now in the matchup. Knocking down Satos. He is the freshest man in this matchup. And now Zack Ryder has him set up. Oh my goodness, Zack Ryder going for the Zack attack. Zack attack, and it connects there on Satos. Go for the cover. Eliminate Satos and save your tag team. And Zack Ryder. Oh wait, what is Zack Ryder doing? Zack Ryder is not eliminating Satos. Zack Ryder pulling on a steel chair. Oh, Zack Ryder, we know you're frustrated. We know that you're infuriated with what has happened by the Prince of Darkness, but you're in a tag team matchup right now, and you cannot risk to get yourself disqualified. As Zack Ryder waiting to use a chair, but referee Monument Fly stopping him. That's probably the smartest thing that referee Monument Fly could have done. Oh, Zack Ryder though fights back though, and oh, look at this, the rights and lefts by Zack Ryder. And Zack Ryder now throwing Satos into the turnbuckle, and oh, what a clothesline there by Zack Ryder. And now Zack Ryder going back outside the ring to that steel chair. Oh my goodness, Zack Ryder now waiting on the outside of the ring this time, so the referee can't take the chair from him. Zack Ryder's going to do damage, but if he hits him with a chair, Apollo's trying to plead with him on the apron. Apollo's screaming Ryder's name, telling him not to do it. And Zack Ryder, oh my goodness, throws in the chair, and the bench dominator, and he's been disqualified.